All right, everyone. So Undertaker talked about Michael Hayes and kind of his impact on his career. Here's what Undertaker said. He was brilliant, man. I think, and Michael was a great heel. And the Freebirds were great, but his contributions behind the scenes as a producer, I think are far. I mean, that's hard to say because the Freebirds were awesome, but I think him as a producer is his greatest contribution to the wrestling business. He was my producer for, all my WrestleMania matches and just an incredible wrestling mind. He was so good and still is. And he's training, I think, Bobby Roode now to kind of be the next guy down the line. Mike says he's doing phenomenal as a producer. Okay. So, I wanted to do this video because obviously the wrestlers are the ones who get all the credit and they deserve it. They certainly deserve the credit. They trained for so long, they put on this fantastic show. They put their bodies on the line in the ring and all of that, so they deserve credit. But there's all of this stuff that goes on behind the scenes that helps make this company go, whether it's the people in creative, whether it's people producing the matches. And I think, in my opinion at least, WWE should continue to highlight these people because for wrestling it's much like professional sports in the sense that you never know how long these guys actually have in their prime, but you could do producing, you could do stuff behind the scenes, for forever, because that's mind intense, but it's not physically intense. And so the more they kind of praise these people in the back, the more they give opportunities to the actual wrestlers to kind of go back there and become a part of that aspect of the business, the better. And even in terms of, you're talking about, okay, you have this guy who's producing. Well, if you're just a producer that's never actually gotten to the ring, there are some benefits to that. And what I mean by that is if you're someone who actually has never wrestled, but you can come at it from a fan standpoint. Well, if you're putting together a match, that's helpful because a wrestler might have a different mind. From the same token, if you have a former wrestler who comes in and is now in that producer role, he can give the wrestler's perspective and why this thing is going to be tough for the wrestler to pull off while something else isn't. And so I think having a mix of both, fellow wrestlers, or I should say former wrestlers, being able to help wrestlers that are there currently, I think would be awesome. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Michael Hayes for this. And we talked about this with even Triple H, right? When you talk about Triple H, what is making him so successful so far? I think it's his ability not only to understand this, because he's been working behind the scenes, kind of under Vince or around Vince for so long, but now he's taken over the role completely. So what is it that's making him so good? Well, he has all of that behind the scenes knowledge, and he also has all of that in ring knowledge as a wrestler. And so he's able to understand what the wrestlers are going through, and he's also able to understand, what's needed from the standpoint of the behind the scenes people, right? And how you deal with kind of the corporate structure. So I think that's really a big success. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.